Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on 15 cameras. It's a horror movie, um, which I don't quite understand. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, there are these people who move into a house. And it used to be operated by a guy they called the slumlord, which they then made a movie about, using footage from the slumlord who killed people. He killed his tenants. And he filmed it. And he had cameras everywhere. And these are the houses that the properties he managed. So there's a couple that now have taken over as the landlords, and then 2 women who are now the roommates. But of course, not all the cameras were unhooked. So they turn on the cameras and start watching their own tenants. But at the same time, of course, they never caught this slumlord. He disappeared. And then, of course, he starts reappearing again and starts murdering people. I mean, like, I don't understand I don't understand the logistics of this movie. It confuses me. Directed by Danny Madden. Written by P.J. McCabe. Or McCabe. Should be McCabe. For a horror movie. So, yeah, I don't really get it. See, here's all the cameras. So if this was something he did which was very illegal, I assume it was, since he killed people, then A, how wasn't he caught or killed? And B, how did it be, if that's true, if he killed people or assaulted them or whatever, it would be illegal. Why did they put it on TV? I guess you could say, well, it was a documentary of sorts or a mini series. I guess they're trying to do like a true crime thing comes to life, which a lot of people seem to be doing. But then on top of that, okay, so let's say that's all kosher, right? You can make that part of it work. But the cameras are still there and hooked up? They didn't disconnect the cameras? How did they not do that? And how do these people turn it on and then go, well, maybe I'll just watch for a few minutes and then end up watching their neighbors? That's incredibly illegal. Incredibly illegal. Now, that doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, he returns and starts murdering people again or torturing them. This seems like a really dumb premise. Or a very confusing one. I don't really get it. I like the title. I'll say that, 15 cameras. I guess they're trying to make a statement about how watching true crime is bad for you. See, like she's watching it, but then she becomes the victim. I guess. This obsession with true crime and watching it. Like, I watched a little bit of true crime. I got into it. I went through a phase where I got into true crime for a while. And you get bored of it. I mean, I read some of the books. I watched some of the movies and TV shows. I don't understand this, like, obsession. I feel like it's a trend now. Now it's fashionable to be into true crime, and it's quickly becoming cringe. I mean, to me, it's already cringe, but I think it's quickly going to become cringe. And then people are going to be like, oh, yeah, I don't watch true crime anymore. It's weird what people get into and then immediately get out of. So, I think it would have been better off taking the television element out of it. Like, that it was a TV show doesn't work. That doesn't scan for me. Maybe you start the movie, landlords take over, and then they discover, I discovered these cameras, and they start operating them, and like they shouldn't, but they're addicted to it, or they just want to watch the other people. Maybe they're doing something wrong, and they feel justified in watching. Something like that I could buy. But the fact that they watch a TV show about this and they know it's the same house, it doesn't make any sense. They would find the cameras. Yeah, I know they're very small. You'd figure it out eventually. bizarre. Just a bizarre premise. It's like people making movies now don't know how life works sometimes. Like, do you know how illegal this is? Do you know how much trouble these people would be in? Oh, and the slumlord, he got away. No one knows where he is. That's when it's murder and they know the guy, that's like nearly impossible. It's nearly, there's cameras everywhere on this planet. We're cameras for the murder. All right, so first act, I guess they move into the houses, and they watch the slumlord tapes, and they're sick, terrible people for watching them, but they're really into them. But then later, they know that the house they're staying in was about that, and they find the cameras. He finds the secret room and starts hooking up the cameras and watching them. And he can't stop, because I guess he's a sick person too. And then they eventually figure out the slumlord's not dead, and he's coming back to get him. And after watching the cameras and blocking some of the cameras, eventually the slumlord returns and starts murdering people. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. And then in the third act, I don't know, he kills them all so this movie would end. Like, what's the message here? It's bad to watch true crime? I don't know. So it's directed by Danny Madden. It stars Will Madden. So, brothers, I'm guessing. I don't recognize any of the other actors. I think there's that somewhere in here was a good idea, but I think they added too many elements. I think it could have been, how do you do the Slumlord TV show, know that you moved into the Slumlord house, not find the cameras? I mean, this would be, it's just highly illegal to do this. Be in so much trouble. For what? For what? Oh, it's so cool to watch people in their houses moving around. I don't get it. I don't get it. Not for me. Not for me. Normally, horror movie, yeah, I might be in. But this, the premise just seems so off the mark, so unworkable to me, I just would say no. No. All right, let's read. Maybe there's some clarification here and I can figure it out. When Cam and Guy bought their duplex, it seemed like the perfect investment opportunity for a young couple. A starter home, a mortgage offset by renters, and even a guest room for Sky's sister, Carolyn. But as Sky and Cam slowly uncover hidden cameras and the secrets of the duplex's previous owner, obsession consumes their marriage, and they both fall into destructive forms of voyeurism. When the new tenants move in downstairs, their fixation with observing others has deadly consequences as they are forced to confront the very things they have been consumed by. Okay, so that's slightly better. So they don't realize it at first. Then they find the cameras. And then maybe they find the show. But the show looks like it uses real footage from the murders. And the police would have gutted that place. There'd be no way those cameras would still be there. If that's the case. No way. No way they would be functional. The previous owners, well, I guess it was the murderer, but like somebody would have taken it over and ripped those out. There's no way they would still be there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, but I guess, I mean, if you're into this kind of stuff, maybe it'll be good. And then he comes back and kills them all. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and little Joan, who apparently doesn't know where her water dish is anymore. Drink some water, Joan. I'll be at the Tom's River show at the Elks Lodge tomorrow, Sunday. So join me there. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the live stream tomorrow at 7. We'll see you